Jeff Kerr of CBS Sports says, David Montgomery makes this team elite. Montgomery has been a battering ram for the Lions in his 3 games he's played for Detroit, showcasing what he brings to the offense in Thursday's blowout win over the Packers. God, that sounds good. Continuing, he wrote, he rushed for 121 yards and 3 touchdowns on 32 carries, giving him 69 through 3 games. Giving him 69 carries, I think he means.
Nice.
When Montgomery plays, the Lions average 395.7 yards per game. They can score without Montgomery on the field, but Detroit is more complete on offense when he's healthy. Montgomery's presence is why Detroit is the best team in the NFC North. I'm a big David Montgomery fan.
As am I. But.
Not this big.
Come on.
I mean, this guy, it's cool. Everybody's got their own opinion. This one caught me off guard a little bit.
I want to give credit to the people that did text in. I went back and looked, guys, just real quick. So,
okay.
Just a couple guys that did. Now I'm looking at it. Jordan in a car. Heath. There's another one. Jason in a truck. Those guys said Montgomery.
Okay.
Julian, Montgomery.
Well played, Heath and Jordan and Julian. And
yep. That's it, though. Nobody else, right?
Even
though there's more, I'm not reading all of them.
Well, good job. Are we either undervaluing him or do you think Kerr here is overvaluing him?
I think Kerr's overvaluing him. I understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
The running game for the Lions certainly is, I think, kind of what it helps to set them apart from other teams. But last week they had over 200 yards rushing. They got 40 of it in the one play, and it was the end around.
Right.
Montgomery carried the ball 32 times in that game, and that was impressive to be that kind of a workhorse. But it was for like 115 yards. It wasn't like he had it 32 times for 195 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I don't really want to do this, but I mean, I
don't want to do this either.
He's in the top 15 in the NFL in rushing with the lowest yards per carry.
And that's going to change. He'll have more yards per carry as the season goes on. He's better than that. I mean, but I don't think he's the straw that stirs the drink here with the Lions. I think this team it's like remarkable how few elite players they have on this team, or guys you would put in that category, but how many guys they have that are maybe in that second tier, or guys that you could see in a year or two being in that category. Because it's a young team. I think Aiden Hutchinson is very good, but he's not elite, but he's very good. Jared Goff is very good. He's not elite, but he's very good. He's like that next tier. I mean, I think he's a top 10 quarterback, but he's not a top 3 or 4 quarterback.
It's a collection of a bunch of above average to really, really good players. I mean, I don't know what the scale is, but the Lions aren't showing to be really average anywhere except maybe kicker.
Right. And I think what's happened here, and why I said Brad Holmes, is Brad Holmes has totally transformed this team where you look at it's the bottom part of this team over the last few years that is rising up. Wow. That talent level in the bottom group is no longer it's not awful, god awful. Nobody wants these players. It's risen to the level where the bottom talent level on this team is average.
Yeah, I was about to say, and it's because it's populated by guys that used to start.
Yeah.
They're starters that are now backups. I can make the case that the wide receiving room is average, but the passing game isn't.
Correct.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even say that the wide receivers, I don't know, maybe we need to start putting more respect on the name of Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond and Amon-Ra St. Brown collectively as a whole. So I think St. Brown gets a lot of love, but maybe the rest of them, we are not giving them enough love.
Perhaps.
They get the job done, and that's why it's not flashy, and that's why maybe they're not getting the love, right? Because the flashiness, the splash plays, the home runs, that's where people draw their attention and give love to those guys. St. Brown's just so damn consistent, you can't help but see that every week. But that's why if Jahmyr Gibbs makes a splash play or Jameson Williams comes back and stretches the field, everyone's going to be like, wow, the receiver is really good because he made a great play, but you forget the Khalif Raymonds and Reynolds. They make the plays that you need to keep the drives going.
It's amazing. Like if you watch Red Zone, I've not watched Red Zone when the Lions are playing, right? Because I'm watching the Lions game. But I would imagine that when they cut in and show highlights of the Lions game, like here, the Lions are in Red Zone, let's go, to Octobox or whatever, that it's they're getting touchdowns from 5 yards out or 10 yards out. You don't see we got this highlight from the Minnesota Vikings. This just happened. Kirk Cousins finding Justin Jefferson 47 yards down the field. Or here's Devontae Adams, catch and run. There he goes in the end zone. And Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Here's another one there. Nope, backed up by 2 plays later. They get the ball back, and Jalen Waddle. They don't have that right now. Now, maybe that happens moving forward when we see Jamison Williams and maybe Jahmyr Gibbs will break free. We'll have some of those highlights. But game in and game out, they don't have those highlights. And it's okay because they're winning games.